recording.
Tell me a bit about your internship.
Absolutely. So during the summer of 2024, I worked as an intern for a startup in San Jose, California called Next Generation Justice LLC. Their primary goal, and my primary goal for this summer, was to create an AI legal assistant that could help people who were either incarcerated and didn't have as much access to lawyers, and people who couldn't afford lawyers, because we all know time that you spend with a public defender is limited. So being able to chat with something that knows the law could be very helpful for helping these people. Um, During the internship, I worked with two other fellow interns, also from Berea College, and I learned a lot about AI.
Okay, that's some great experiences. You mentioned you learned about AI. So, what is the most important technical thing you learned during your internship, and why was it important?
Well, I think I hit it right on the head. The most important technical thing I learned during this internship has to be how to work with and implement AI. During this internship, I got a lot of experience working with Hugging Face and Transformers. Hugging Face being a place where people can store open source models and you can download them for your own personal uses, which we did for our project. And then Transformers, a library where you can fine tune models to speak a certain way, and you can talk with them. That's called inference, and you can evaluate them on different data sets, how well they do at certain legal tasks, like, for example, the bar. We never actually got around to implementing that part, but
Okay, seems like it was a really educational internship for you. What would you say was the most important non-technical thing you learned during the internship?
the
And
most important non-tech. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
yeah, gonna add, and why is it important to you?
Oh, absolutely. So the most important non-technical thing I learned from this internship was how a startup is structured. So in previous years, I've worked as an intern for the college in a very structured environment that had me get some knowledge about some issues and make progress to solving them. A very guided learning environment, not very much room to mess up. The startup culture, however, was very open-ended. We were literally the first people to work on this product, so there was no structure, no really accountability. It was really just us trying to make the best thing that we could. And honestly, I loved it. I loved working in that messy environment, um, although it did take some getting used to, motivation-wise, because a lot of it was just research on my own and feeling motivated through a day of research was very difficult. But I'm glad I stuck with it and I learned so much about how startups are created and maintained.
Hmm, that's awesome. So, can you explain what you feel most proud of that you accomplished during the internship and why you're proud of it?
Absolutely. So during the internship, the thing I'm the most proud of is my biggest contribution was making like a one-stop shop where we could download Hugging Face models, and we could train them on our own data set and then evaluate them on some data sets, pre-made, not the bar, as I mentioned earlier. Um, and we could talk with them. And I made it the front end, back end from scratch. I had the back end, I had a little help from a fellow intern, but the front end I did all myself. And as someone who has not really done much front end and doesn't feel very confident about it, I was very eager to put my skills to the test there. And I'm glad that I did. I'm happy with what I produced.
Hmm, it's pretty awesome. So, how did the internship affect your decisions for job search for the future? Do you think all the skills you learned, do you think you'll pursue like a similar career, or would you go for something different?
I could definitely see myself doing something similar. Um, the culture, the work culture of the startup was very, very nice. I liked that small community, that small team, just trying to build the best thing that we can. Um, I learned a lot about what I wanted my career to look like through this experience, um, because I had a lot of trouble adjusting to the new environment. Um, but knowing that I can overcome that barrier and I can survive in a place like Silicon Valley and work at a startup is so fulfilling to me. And so I could think I'll definitely see myself pursuing AI and software development from scratch in the near future. So cool that you could just pick up an idea and just start working on it with a few people.
Okay. You mentioned having difficulty adjusting to a new place. So, how did you feel like was the work life balance like okay, let me rephrase it. So, how did the work life compare to academics? Because you mentioned that transition was different. So, did it also reflect in, having a different work environment compared to what you're used to in college?
Mm, yeah, super different. So college, one, I'm surrounded by a lot more people that I know. It was really hard being so far away from my family and all my friends here at Berea. Glad I got out there though. And two, it was a lot more freeform. Like I said, I interned with the college last semester, and that was a wonderful experience. But it couldn't have been more different from doing all the research on my own, and just trying to learn these technologies from scratch. It was a big hurdle for me to overcome. Um, but overall, academics prepare me very well. Dr. Nakazawa's computational intelligence class was absolutely fantastic for this internship, getting me started with building my own AI and applications related to them.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing about your internship. I'm glad you had a great experience.
Absolutely. Thank you for stopping by my poster.